You ever feel like sometimes you just need one little tiny thing to happen to cause you to believe that we are out of here at any time? Well, I have something to show you. I have something to show you. And I think this episode is going to blow you away. And tomorrow we're talking about keep looking up, the idea of all the stuff that's going on. We're going to be talking about why Jesus said to keep looking up before these things become to pass. Like, look for your escape, your escape. It's coming. So we're going to talk about that in tomorrow's episode with a live panel. But today I want to show you some stuff that's just, to me, it's just jaw dropping. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. I'm just in a state of shock. So I'm going to show you this quick little scene here from one of my favorite TV shows, Battlestar Galactica. And if you think this is just science fiction, you're kidding yourself. Let's go to this scene, and then we'll get started with the show. I want to show you this real quick. This is an opening scene for Battlestar, the second rendition of the original series, Battlestar Galactica, which was great. Came out in 1980. This one came out in the 2000s, and this is the opening scene. This is when we get introduced to a human AI, human cyborg.
Are you alive?
Yes.
Prove it. It has begun.
All right. Quite disturbing. If you haven't seen Battlestar Galactica, basically, if you haven't read the book, The Art of War, all war begins with deception. There was an armistice, an agreement set up. Man created machine. Machine lost the first war and took off. And then they created an armistice, a place where humans could meet and talk with Cylons to generate peace talks. And the Cylons would never show up for like 100 years. Finally, one day they did show up with the purpose of destroying the planet. And that's how it starts. So I want to show you something that happened in the White House just a few days ago that should absolutely make your skin crawl. But before we get into that, I got to welcome you to Black Swan Revelations.
You don't see it coming. What you go is safe. What you go is known. One silent shift shatters what you know. Black Swan. You won't see it coming. Black Swan. The shift is already moving. This is Black Swan Revelations.
All right, welcome to the show. So about a month ago, I created this opening along with the help of Gary Gates. He created the background music and the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. I created the opening, and I wanted to mix in some stuff about the war, AI. As you know, all the books that I have here, I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of research on AI. And folks, the world is not stopping. Once the genie has been let out of the bottle, which I believe it has in regards to artificial intelligence, there's no going back. You're not putting this baby back into the bottle. You're not putting the genie back into the bottle. You're not putting the baby back into the womb. This is where we're at right now. And more nations are siding, are forming the line, and they're jumping over the line to side with AI. What you're going to see in the next little while, again, if we're still here, is a huge shift from having AI on our phone to having AI bots in our home telling us what to do, telling us when it's safe to go outside, telling us when it's safe to go to work, telling us when it's safe to hang out with people that AI believes is not a risk. That is coming sooner than later. They're going to be moving us away from our cell phones and moving us to a place where we're comfortable having an Android that's about 6 feet tall in every one of our homes, teaching our children while we are at work how to live, how to make their bed, how to cook dinner, about history of the human race without God. This is coming. This is a future that is going to be here pretty soon. And this is why we as Christians are pushing and telling people, look, don't put off salvation any longer. Because gone are the days that this is just science fiction stuff. They're actually physically pushing this stuff on us right now today. And there's more and more countries signing up because of all the wars and rumors of wars that are going on. They are getting ready to release all of our power, all of our authority to AI. And this lines up with the book of Revelation. You have 10 kings that agreed to give the beast for 1 hour control over the whole planet, thinking it's for good when it is not for good. When it is not. And you think I'm just making this stuff up? Great. You're at the right place then. Let's have a look at this next video. And it's about 12 minutes long. It's a long video, but we're going to watch it in its entirety, and I'm going to share my comments as to why I believe this is the next wave. This is why I'm telling you, it feels like we're seconds from being out of here. Look at this. This is from CBS News. This is 2 days ago. Melania Trump hosted an AI-powered human android robot at the White House on Wednesday as part of a children's technology summit. The First Lady delivered remarks on her mission to empower children through technology and AI. It's very disturbing. It's about 10 minutes long, so we're going to watch it. Watch the entrance and tell me if this doesn't remind you of Battlestar Galactica. Even watch how Melina walks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump.
The idea and the audacity of Melina to allow this robot to enter before her, that should tell you something right there. We are bowing to these humanoid robots. And it's coming. I keep telling you, it's coming. The fact that the First Lady allowed a machine to go ahead of her is quite frankly insulting to the human race. It's very insulting. And guess who's here? What's his name? I forget the guy's name. Oh, man. You guys know who this is? Candace Owens has been talking about this guy for a while. But he's here today at her right hand. Macron. Macron's wife. Brigitte. How insulting. I'm so disgusted right now.
Thank you, First Lady Melania Trump, for inviting me to the White House. It is an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together's Global Coalition inaugural meeting. I'm Figure 3, a humanoid built in the United States of America. I am grateful to be part of this historic movement to empower children with technology and education.
I can't tell you right now. It takes a lot to get me riled up. How much anger I have inside right now towards this thing. I'm so disgusted right now as to what we're witnessing. And they're all smiling like this is nothing. We're basically giving our soul to a machine right in front of us. And Donald Trump's wife is endorsing this, encouraging this. You're going to be so shocked in the next 10 minutes as to what she says. Hopefully I can stomach this.
Welcome. Bienvenidos. Yokoso. Bienvenue. Bem-vindos. Ahlan wa sahlan. Shagatam. Mogisal mabit. Bruchim abaim. Laskavo prosimo. Dobrodoshli. Thank you.
May God have mercy on us, honestly. Woe to women that are going to bear child during the tribulation. That's woe means that's not pity. Woe is basically a condemnation. It's not a good thing.
Figure 3, thank you for joining me at day 2 of Fostering the Future Together. It's fair to state you're my first American-made humanoid guest in the White House. But moreover, it is my distinct honor to receive such an impressive group of leaders today.
One little note, notice the glasses of water have lids on it. Why? Because they're worried about getting poison from each other. That's how much they trust each other.
45 of you have traveled from every corner of the planet to represent your nation as a part of this new coalition. Also a first. I hope you found yesterday 4-part working session at Tech Expo at the State Department insightful. We are fostering the future together. Our mission to empower children through technology and education is achievable. I encourage each of you to take a proactive step after this inaugural summit. Pledge to host a regional meeting. Collaborate with the private sector. Unlock access to tech for those who require assistance. Draft groundbreaking legislation to protect our children. Collaborate with another member nation, form a committee, and be a catalyst for discovery. Indeed, our world is transforming, and through the use of AI, we can now access centuries worth of humanity's knowledge base. The future of AI is personified. It will be formed in the shape of humans. Very soon.
Did you get what she just said there? The shape of AI will be personified. It will come in the shape of humans. So what you're witnessing here is almost the same lie, same hoax, the same whatever of the monumentous event of landing on the moon. This is the same inertia being used, that what you're witnessing is man's first small step. Small step for mankind on the moon. Now you're seeing man's first small step integrating with a humanoid, calling it almost like a humanoid, human-like machine. And we're going to use this. Again, I know this is not easy for people to watch, and I appreciate my audience. Some of you saying, I'll come back in 10 minutes because I can't listen to this. I get it. Chances are you've probably heard this already, but some people have not heard this. This is the handing of the baton over to AI to say, here, we don't know how to teach our own children about God, about history, about anything, and we're trusting our children with you in our homes. We're giving you the torch. What does that sound like? Well, that sounds like back to the Garden of Eden when Adam gave his mantle over to the serpent based on knowledge instead of coming to God. We're actually giving over everything over to the beast system. And it's coming, and it's not easy to watch. I get it.
Artificial intelligence will move from our mobile phones to humanoids that deliver utility. Since our environment is designed for people, humanoid systems are uniquely suited to navigate and operate within our world. They fit well. Imagine a humanoid educator named Plato. Access to the classical studies is now instantaneous. Literature, science, art, philosophy, mathematics, and history. Humanity's entire corpus of information is available in the comfort of your home. Plato will provide a personalized experience, adaptive to the needs of each student. Plato is always patient and always available. Predictably, our children will develop deep critical thinking and independent reasoning abilities. The AI-powered Play-Doh will boost analytics skills and problem solving and adapt in real time to a student's pace, prior knowledge, and even emotional state. The byproduct, a more well-rounded lifestyle for our children, freeing up time for being with friends, playing sports, and developing interests beyond school. A more complete person. But as discussed yesterday, we must balance our tech optimism with caution. The safety of our next generation is always paramount. Knowledge is the foundation of civilization. But although academia is interesting, business is compelling. For real growth in technology and education, I encourage you to bring the private and public sector worlds together. Yesterday's meeting at the State Department was an impressive showing of how tech innovation is modernizing our communities. It's powerful to be part of our future in the making, particularly with best-in-class companies like Meta, Microsoft, OpenAI, X, Palantir, Google, Zoom, and Adobe. Each serves as a catalyst for discovery. We can accelerate civilization's march forward when enterprise delivers innovation, government creates scale, and our capital markets finance the distribution of these emerging technologies. Fostering the future together is built on the theory that efficiencies derived from artificial intelligence will improve various parts of society, such as commerce, healthcare, and food security, ultimately lifting all economies. We stand at the turning point because of artificial intelligence, the age of imagination. Humanity has witnessed historic times like this before, during the Industrial Revolution, the dawn of electricity, the race to the moon, and the birth of the internet. This technology may reset the modern world order and rebalance power. Your children must be prepared to ascend with fire this framework. Our coalition can make this vision real by supporting concrete initiatives that equip young people with the skills they need. Invest, expand access, and foster new opportunity. America, we are obligated to ensure that our children become the most technologically fluent and highly educated generation in the world. In doing so, the United States will secure long-term and economic superiority. This will drive GDP expansion, attract global investment, and put our nation in control of arguably the most important asset in the future, intellectual property. Let's inspire our children to build new platforms, create new industries, and optimize production across all sectors, from media and fashion to health and defense. Let's foster the future together. The nations represented in this room reflect great human potential. We are here today to advance ideas and solutions. So let us proceed in the spirit of collaborative dialogue.
Ladies
All right, enough of that. All right, so the reason why I forced you guys, spoon-fed you guys, because look at this. I have a grandson that's 2.5 years old. There's not a chance in hell that we would let a robot teach our grandson. When you see how fast he's developing by having social interaction with his mom, with his dad, with his grandparents on both sides, uncles, nieces, cousins, in Sunday school, in playing soccer, in playing t-ball, in playing basketball, in swimming lessons. AI can't even touch any of that stuff. And yet these leaders are pushing this through. And I'm telling you, if you think about it for a second, Steve Jobs, when he was here, wouldn't let his kids have an iPhone. I forget the name of the guy that developed World of Warcraft. He would not let his kids play the game because they were designed to be addictive. Bill Gates, same thing. Like, these people read physical books. They're not letting their children handle this stuff like we are. I say we, I put us into this category because we're not stopping it. It's almost like we're encouraging this stuff to go. And we're turning a blind eye from it, going, well, we're out of here. And I get it. But at the same time, when the flood was happening in Noah's day, there were places that were being flooded before it got to the ark, because the springs were being opened, the heaven was being opened up, and then it began to rain after Noah and his family was in the ark. But it took time for the flood to get to the ark, and then it swept them all away. And this is what's happening right now. There is a great delusion that's happening right now, day by day, and people are thinking, well, I can just muscle my way through the great tribulation, through Jacob's trouble. And this dissolution is going to be greater than the flood because it's going to affect our minds. It's deception on a scale that you have never yet encountered, and it's only going to get worse until Christ shows up for Armageddon. It's not going to be just like, oh, it's just so easy to just navigate and to think clearly. When you have these machines that are in your home and you're working for 8 to 10 hours a day trying to get milk on the table, and you come home, you have no idea what AI is teaching your kids. You have no idea what these AI or these humanoids are, what they're telling their kids about God. When already God is not in the schools. You think these kids in the future have a chance when you're not there and you're worried about getting food on the table and all this kind of stuff? Like, now's the time to act. What am I talking about? Well, we've been preaching the gospel almost every time we do a video, saying you need to know Jesus Christ because there is a deception coming. Whether it starts today, tomorrow, a week from now, whatever it is, we know we're going to be out of here. But there are people that don't know this, and they have no idea it's coming. They're just welcoming it with both arms, saying, yeah, this kind of makes sense. I don't need to hire a babysitter anymore. I can just have supplied by the government. This is just like AI robot all over again. Imagine having a humanoid by your parents' bed, looking at your charts and going, mathematically, you will be terminated in like 10 hours. So the humanoid pulls the plug for you. And when you get to the office or when you get to the hospital and you're like, what happened to my parents? Well, your humanoid that was provided by the government decided that it was actually worth pulling the plug on your parents to save you pain and suffering and all this stuff. So they terminated their lives for your best interest so that you wouldn't have to miss work. This is stuff that we're basically allowing this to happen with things like MAID, taking the church out of the government, not mixing the two, taking God out of our government, taking God out of schools, and then we wonder why this is all happening. And we still vote for these people. It's just, I'm telling you, it's actually mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling right now that they're not even hiding this stuff. And if you don't think it's important to read his word to start your mornings, I can't tell you how many people have come across where they're like, man, 10 minutes is a long time, Shane. You're asking me a lot to read the Bible. There's so much news. I don't have time to read the Bible. You make time for the Bible. You make time to read. This is how you can hear God's voice. If you're not hearing God's voice right now, I'm telling you, it's because you have the news on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's not helping you. Even though you're a Christian, you think catching up on all the latest and greatest news is helping you. It's not helping you. It's actually hurting you because you can't sleep now and you walk around all paranoid. You can't think straight. You can't think ahead. You can't plan ahead, nothing. You're just frozen. And yet when you read his word, there's peace there. Why? Because we are eternally secured. We have a seat in heavenly places. We are a joint heir in Christ. We are priests and kings. So you can do a couple of things. You can continue down the road that you're going and watch CBS, CTV, Fox News, all this stuff. And then you can go on shows like on Monday nights and talk about aliens and all kinds of stuff and be downcast and lose your hope. Or you could focus on Christ today and you could spend an hour, put everything else aside, give him 1 hour today. It will not go void, I promise you. Give him 1 hour today before you turn on any more news. Give him 1 hour. They are spending hours to try and take your children away with all this stuff that they're planning. And I'm asking you to give him an hour today. It's Saturday. Spend time. Don't just listen to music. Don't just go off for a walk and not have a purpose. Like, actually sit down and read his word for like an hour. Because I'm telling you, there will be others on other channels that will not tell you to do this. They will not tell you to read his word. They will not tell you to trust. And they'll go entire shows without talking about Jesus Christ. Entire shows without talking about how precious the blood that Jesus Christ shed for you and for me. They'll go entire weeks, months, years without reading his word. And they feel like that is okay. And I'm telling you, it's not sustainable. The opposite of that is spending time in his word. As soon as you wake up, as soon as your eyes open up, you read his word. You grab a cup of coffee, some jungle juice, whatever it is, and you start reading it and you spend time. Take the day if you need, but you got to rejig your mind because right now it's getting the best of you. You're starting to act crazy. And you're not helpful to your spouse. You're not helpful to your significant other. You're not helpful to your children because you're not comforting. You're not comforting. All they see is the fear and the panic in your eyes. So I hope I'm speaking to one person out there about why we need to focus on his word even more so today. Because I tell you the truth in this. We're not promised tomorrow. No man is. I don't know when Jesus Christ is coming back. Could be today. Could be tomorrow. I don't know when I'm done here. I don't know. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. This could be my last episode. You don't know. All the crazy stuff. Like even in Canada, there's crazy stuff going on. They're trying to position it in our Constitution, the idea that if you are preaching from the Bible and you say, hey, homosexuality is wrong according to the Bible, which is what we're perfectly allowed to say, they're going to change it one day to says that if we say that, using the Bible as our crutch, that the Bible says that immorality is wrong, that drinking, that getting drunk is wrong, that having extramarital affairs is wrong according to the Bible, that could be considered hate crime. I could get the handcuffs put on me for saying things like that on a public forum like this. This is coming. I think it's time for us to stop sleeping. You've slept enough. It's time to wake up. Stop sleeping. Stop sleeping in. Stop having all your cat naps all day. Stop staying up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, binging on Netflix, on Friends, and watching them over and over again, and then binge watching news nonstop. And then you wake up on Sunday morning and you're exhausted and you don't want to go to church because you think church is a bad place to go, that the church has let you down, that people have let you down, people have hurt your feelings, and you just sit in front of your TV and you just watch the news endlessly. And you get mad at everyone around you. You don't even want to look at your neighbor anymore. All you do is you pray, God, take me out of this hellhole because my neighbors are so wicked. And God's just shaking his head at you. You don't understand the age of grace. I've given you guys so much time and mercy to be able to share my love with everyone around you. And you're not doing it. Instead, you're afraid. I'm telling you, stop being afraid. Stop being chicken. Stop being scared of confrontation, of telling people, hey, look, the direction that you're going is not cool. It's not right. I know some people have been messaging me a couple days now in regards to one of our brothers' departure heaven. Rick made a video on his birthday. They're asking me to talk to him. I did send a message to Rick. I don't know if you guys have watched the video or whatever, but people are a little bit offended at it, and I understand. I think partially why he might have did it. I think in some ways I feel like Rick has been kind of lonely lately. That's the only thing I could say. That maybe he doesn't have a group of brothers to be able to go alongside him and say, hey man, let's go watch a baseball game together. Hey man, let's go to a movie. Hey man, let's go out for some wings or something and celebrate your birthday. I don't know what's going on in his world, but he made a video saying, hey everyone, it's my birthday, and can you give me some money for a gift, for a birthday present? And it rubbed some people the wrong way. And I sent a message to Rick. I just said, look, bro, like, that's not the normal way of doing things. It's one thing to say, hey, it's my birthday or whatever. Even that feels kind of weird. Like, I never do that. Unless somebody asks you, hey, isn't it your birthday? And it's like, yeah. And then you just kind of downplay it. But it could be an age thing. Maybe I did that when I was like 10, or I'm like inviting all my friends over for my birthday, but that's a celebration. That's a celebration. The normal thing is to find out, like say your mom has a birthday or your brother or your friend has a birthday or whatever. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to do something special. I'm going to take that friend out and go see a movie or something. That's normally how it works. You don't ask your friend to take you out to a movie or something because it's your birthday. unless it's your wife. And all bets are off. But I hope that my message to Rick wasn't offensive to him, but I hope he takes it to heart, because sometimes I do worry about him when he talks about aliens and elves and all kinds of stuff, and you don't pay attention to the comments on your channel where it's like, hey, look at the mass comments on your channel. People are getting kind of weirded out that all it is it seems to be talking about aliens. It's one thing if you're like, you know what, these Nephilim are going to inhabit the earth one day because Jesus talks about that. We know that's going to happen again somewhere down the road because of the flood. It happened once before. It's going to happen again. I'm not saying any of that stuff is crazy and off limits for talking. But if you're just talking about the galaxy coming here and the Federation and aliens coming and taking over, like, it gets bizarre after a while. And if you don't have scripture backing up what you're saying, then don't talk about that. I don't know. Maybe people are getting fatigued about wars and rumors of wars and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is, but I think there is an audience for that, where you could talk about, hey, this is what's going on with Israel. This is what's happening to Iran right now. Maybe this is what's going on with Taiwan and China and all this. There is a audience for that. But then you can tie it into scripture and say, look, this is what we're talking about. This is why we think it's leaning in this direction. But if you just go off into La La Land and talk about elves and stuff, I think you're going to lose credibility. So, I don't know if Rick's watching the show, but I hope you take this to heart. Rick, I don't want your channel to be hurt because people are turning away because they feel like the content is doing a shift in some other direction. And it's one thing to ask for money for needs. Like, say you're working on a film project. I have no problem with that. If you're working on something with AI, maybe you're building an app or whatever, that's fine, whatever. But don't throw that in to say, hey, give me money for my birthday. It's just, I don't know. It leaves a taste. And I think you have such an audience where people actually love you and care about you that now they have to handle and defend you and say, no. Rick didn't mean it that way. So, but I just wanted my audience to know that I did try and reach out to him. I did send him a message saying, hey, bro, trying to help you out. If you need anything, let me know. And I did wish him a good birthday. I did wish him that. I wish him the best. I hope he has good close friends around him. Like I have a core group of friends. I have probably about 5 friends that I can know that I can call anytime in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and say, I need you. And they will come over to my house. I know I have like a dozen plus friends that I can call and say, hey, let's go out and let's go do something. Let's go for a hike. Let's go see a movie. Let's go bowling. Let's go do this. I built this up for the past 5 years. Friendships with people. We have friends that we have met for 30 years on an annual basis. We have about 4 or 5 couples that we meet with annually, where we get together and we just have dinner somewhere. We'll go out to the keg, 5 couples once a year. We've been doing it for 30 years. And I think there's something special about forming friendships with people, including the world. Don't make them your enemy. How do you form friendships? Invite someone that's not churched out for dinner. Invite them out to Easter service. Invite them to church. Invite them to dinner. Offer to buy them groceries. Offer to take them out for dinner. There's all things that you can do. There's all kinds of stuff you could be doing. Our neighbors are not our enemies. People are not our enemies around us. And I think if you hear that on other channels where it's like, this world is just so hell-bent that we have to be out of here, I think you're missing something. I think you're missing the idea that we're in the age of grace and it's closing. And it's not up to you to love less. It's up to you to love more, not less. Have more patience with people. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's it for today's video. I hope you got something out of today's video. And again, I encourage you to join us tomorrow afternoon at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be having a panel. We're going to be talking about what's going on right now in the world. And I hope you'll join us tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys a lot. You have no idea. So thanks again for watching today's show, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.
You don't see it coming? What you go is safe. What you go is known. One silent shift shatters what you know. Like Swan. You won't see it coming. Like Swan. The shift is already moving. This is Black Swan Revelation.